Good morning, everyone. It's a chilly 13 degrees here at the lodge, 7 a.m. I came up yesterday morning after a 24-hour shift. Had the weekend off. There's no ice fishing yet. Hunting season is over for me, but winding down for some people. But I wanted to have some fun and make some bologna and sausage today. So we're going to get at it. One of the things about harvesting an animal and using and processing your own meat is getting to do stuff like make bologna and sausage. I think that's fun. I love it. We're lucky around here. We have a lot of little stores, little grocery stores, mostly Mennonite and Amish, and some butcher shops. And they all make their own mixes, so because it's a very popular thing around here to do is make your own sausage and bologna and process your own animals. So I'm lucky. These mixes are wonderful, and I don't have to worry about measuring everything. And yeah, a lot of people do that, and that's awesome. But for me, I find these mixes to be great. They're delicious, and everything's measured out right for you. You just mix it in with your meat. So it's kind of cheating maybe a little bit, but it's really good, and I like doing it. And it's all fresh ingredients, and there's no MSGs in it. Well, except for the bologna, there's a little bit of salt cure, but you know what's going in for the most part. So everybody stay tuned, sit back and relax, and we'll get at it. It's a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun. Some skirts for the bologna. Some twine. We're gonna lay that back here. We've got our scale. More mixes. I have the parts for my grinder are actually in the freezer. To do this, you need a grinder, a scale to weigh out your meat. It's nice. I have a vacuum packer that I like to use when I'm done to pack it all up. I'll get a tub out here, and we're going to start off with making some fresh country sausage. So I'm going to get all my parts laid out here, and we'll check back in a couple minutes. Okay. Oh, we're recording. Alright. Okay, I got everything set up. Now we're gonna start grinding. We're going to do a sweet Italian sausage first. So I'm going to take some of our deer meat, and of course I froze this deer meat. I like to do this sausage making and processing after season, so I'm not giving up hunting days to do it. It's a good thing to do this time of year when you're kind of between stuff. Right now we're between open water and ice fishing, and there's not a whole lot going on. It's right after the holidays, and there. So it's a good time of year to do it. Get you out of the house a little bit, or get you something to do. And we're going to start grinding. And what I'm doing here, I got this mix calls for 10 pounds. So I've got 8 pounds of venison and a stumper. 2 pounds of pork. And I'm going to run it through the grinder here and get it all mixed up. Okay, we've got all our meat for our sausages ground up. We're going to start with the fresh country sausage. And I don't know. I hope we're good there. I'm gonna bring her up a little, I think. Like that. Okay. Alright. So I've ground up all the meat we're gonna use for our sausages. And now we're gonna start with the fresh country sausage. This is kind of a country style all-purpose sausage. It's good with breakfast, but it's also good for supper. I love it in the morning with eggs and potatoes sometimes. And we just sprinkle that on there. Sprinkle some on, mix her up. Sprinkle some more on, get her mixed good. They make a mixer for my grinder. And you can buy meat mixers, but you can only do, I know the one for my grinder can only do 5 pounds at a time. And they're very expensive. So I just use my grinder or my hands for mixing. I don't use my grinder. Ugh. Your hands should feel like they're gonna fall off. It should be so cold when you're doing this. You want to keep your meat as cold as you can. I guess that's an advantage to a mixer. Oh, your hands don't hurt. And I'm gonna put the rest of this in there. Get her mixed up good. And then we're gonna start stuffing. We gotta switch things around a little bit. Now I gotta get the big holes. I'll put the big holes. Now that little tiny bit of meat that's left in the grinder, there's just a little bit. What you can do, oh, it's stuck. What I do is I just throw it in there because it's all going to get mixed up. It'll all come out in the wash. There's just a bite full. You can chuck it if you want. I work too hard for my animals to be throwing stuff away that I don't have to, so I just throw it right back in there. It'll get mixed in. Trust me. Okay, now we're using the stuffing hole size. Get that on there. That little gizmo in there. And then, oh, it's right here. You have to play around. I use real hog gut casing. I don't know if it's 5/8. It's a little bigger than a half, I believe, it looks like. But then we just screw that in there. Now the fun part. They can be a little bit of a pain in the butt, but you don't have to worry about tying knots and all that jazz. They're a lot less finicky as far as that goes than the collagen casings you buy. I like them, and like I said, they give it a little more realistic flavor, a little crunchiness. And we're gonna start stuffing. I let that air come out of there first. Alright, here we go. And some people use a sausage stuffer, and that's okay too. Again, I just use my grinder. Whoa, I just hit a blowout. And that happens. And I like to, you can do this however you want. And I forgot to mention earlier, if you don't have any way to stuff your sausage, you don't have to stuff it. There's no law that says you have to stuff it. You can make loose sausage. I just like to take my sausage and cut it into nice lengths. And I usually get 4 in a quart-size bag. Alright, stay tuned. Where were we? Before I got a phone call from the Queen. Oh yeah, we are vacuum packing our sausages. Like I said, I like to put 4 in a quart bag. You can do how many ever you want. You can do it however you want. This just seems to work well for us, especially now it's just me and Jan most of the time. If I'm at the cabin by myself, I can thaw out a pack and I'll have a whole bunch left over. So, I just sort of stick them in there. We'll cut some more here. I pulled the kibasi off. It looks pretty good. It was on about an hour and a half. Bologna is still smoking. This is a pretty good day. I'm tired. Warmed up to about 33 Temperature's really dropping fast now. It's down to 26, and sun's going down. But boy, I feel better since I got that shower. So I'm gonna pull the bear bologna off and make some supper. Right now I'm having a pre-supper cocktail. I do occasionally mix my whiskey. This little Diet Coke and whiskey. Woodford Reserve, I believe. And I'm pretty whooped, so I'm just going to relax the rest of the evening. Whatever I make for supper isn't going to be real hard. And will involve some vegetables. Lunch I had some samples of the kibasi and the bear bologna. Some of the stuff, when I was cleaning the grinder out, I saved so I could fry up and get a little taste. I had some sauerkraut over the kibasi, and it was good. The kibasi is excellent. The bear bologna is okay. It's a sweet bologna mix, and I don't really care for sweet bologna, but I thought it might be good with the bear. But I'm hoping after it's cooked and cooled, it tastes a little better. The jury's still out on it. I'm not sure. But that's what's going on so far at the cabin. Now for a nice relaxing evening. I hope. I'm going to pull that bologna off and just let the smoker cool down. We're supposed to get some weather tonight. It's supposed to cloud up and freezing rain by morning. So going home tomorrow might be fun. But I'm not planning on going home till afternoon, so hopefully it's supposed to warm up. Hopefully it does. Well, it's getting colder out there. It's really dropping quick. It was up to 31 this afternoon, or 33 this afternoon. Little birds are under that pine tree, fluttering around. It's freezing rain out. I gotta go out and bring some wood in. I hope I don't get on my butt. Ugh. Woo. Huh. I didn't do very good there. is wet out. Soaked. It's warm in here though. Whew, sweating. Well, that's it for my weekend at the cabin, driving home in the ice storm. Everybody take care and God bless.